Yo, what up? What's up, Ken?
What's up, Lamb?
Man, right here, man. You heard about that saying, short-term thinking causes what?
Long-term problems?
That sounds about right.
For sure.
That sounds about right, man. Yo, let me ask you a question, though. What do you think $50,000 can buy in Belize?
50,000.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe an election?
Maybe you can lose an election. You know what I'm saying? Yo, straight up.
For real. Man, welcome to Change the Narrative, man. We're going to be talking a lot about what's trending in Belize and around the world. So stay tuned for episode 15.
Most def.
Welcome to Change the Narrative. This is Kim again.
This is Lam. What up?
Yeah, so, man, this has been another week.
Another wild one, man. Like 2020 has been turned out to be a very interesting year, man.
Jeez.
You know what I mean? Especially what's going on with the coronavirus.
Yeah, man.
That's out of control.
Yeah, so where we at? 60,000?
60,000 confirmed cases, but the killer is just today 243 confirmed deaths.
And that's
today
13,000 plus.
13, yeah,
overall.
about 1,300. I think it's 1,300. 100 is 1,000.
I don't know.
I think it's 1,300 confirmed deaths, man.
Yeah.
And it's counting, you know what I mean? And 25 countries has been affected by it. You got cruise ships out there that's, you know, cannot get on the mainland. You got people leaving out of China that are being quarantined. And Belize had a little episode.
Yeah, we had a little scare.
Well.
And it took the scare for us to actually impose a China travel ban. Like, we're so reactive, man.
It also shows that we are not equipped for this situation. Because check this out, man. They actually let those people who was on that plane.
Yeah, they tried to
hold the Chinese nationals
when they were on an enclosed
airplane. That means everybody already had whatever.
If it was on there, anyone who was on the plane got exposed.
Pretty much. So I don't understand that whole dynamics of.
It's scary, man. I'm laughing, but it is actually a scary thing.
It's scary and fun at the same time. To be honest with you, like when I saw it on the news, I was like, do they realize they actually let people off the plane into the airport that was sitting in that plane with these so-called Chinese nationals?
For sure.
I mean, is this just for show, or is this serious?
I don't know, man.
It's not here or there, but hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we had the coronavirus, and then, you know, this week. Tell me something. What do you think? Whose politics is more salacious right now, Americans or Belize? Because
with Trump in office, man, I don't think nothing is more salacious, outrageous, and just disgraceful more than this character, man. So whatever Belize is going through right now,
nothing compares.
It's a 10-minute segment in the everyday saga of this Trump presidency. You know what I'm saying? This is a real life reality TV we're living here in the States under this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know when it's going to stop. The only way it's going to stop is if we be able to vote this man out come November. You know what I mean? So
I hear that.
This is getting just ridiculous at this point when it comes to this guy.
All right, so trending in Belize. Let's talk a little bit about our jewel back home. Trending in Belize once again is corruption at the highest level, but there is a little light,
silver lining in this whole mess. And again, we have spent a few episodes on talking about corruption.
Yes,
we spent episodes talking about campaign finance and things we think will work within the country of Belize to stop and mitigate these issues. However, it all came at an impasse this week.
Sure did.
In regards to everything, the whole status quo of doing things, the openness of social media, and the pressure that they said Belize pressure about spike.
That's right.
But the pressure came down this week from the Belizean people far and near, you know what I mean?
Right.
Everybody was just at a disgust at what transpired this week amongst the red shirts. You know what I mean? Do you want to talk about what actually transpired?
Yeah, so let's touch on that just a little bit. So a few weeks ago, Lev Derman, a foreigner,
A foreign national.
got caught up here in the U.S. on some fraud.
Right, and Middle Easterner about it, well, yeah.
Right, and it was mentioned that Belize and some officials from Belize was taking bribes from this gentleman. And back then, 2-3 weeks ago, when that came out, our prime minister came out and said that if it is confirmed,
he will fire the guy.
Right, that anybody from his cabinet has anything to do with this, he will definitely get rid of that person.
People got to know, like in places of Belize, that has never happened in our politics ever at no point.
That's right.
So this is a big news because I think he jumped off the limb when he said that. I thought, thought he was.
We didn't
just
believe him. Remember we talked about that last week. We were like, man,
playing the waiting game. You know what I mean? Because as a prime minister, I knew he had the ability to go and find out this information if he really wanted to.
And he was sitting back waiting for it.
He wanted to me build a suspense, and I think they had their own in their party politics that they had to deal with, their own little strife between their own political party that they wanted to iron out, and they used the platform of the convention and this Lev Derman situation to leverage their own little issues they have within their own party. So that's my personal belief.
Right. To keep talking about the saga, last week Sunday, in the midst of this trial going on with Derman and his associate,
correct,
the UDP held their convention.
They sure did spend a whole lot of money, giant size
bunch of money,
banners, man, and bunch of people in red shirts, and it was like, whoa. I'm sitting there thinking, like, who's sponsoring all this?
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't help but ask yourself that question in lieu of all that's going on.
You're looking at this, it's like, we're in a recession right now. Things are kind of tough for a lot of people, and
it didn't look that way.
And a lot of people needs help. Like, why are they going all out with this? With this big old convention here. So, and what makes it even worse, they locked out the media. That's a straight Trump move right there.
Right, they took a page from Trump playbook. They said, hey, just one media house can be up in here, and it's
state
R1.
TV. Their state TV,
I was like, what is going on here? You guys are watching way too much Trump on the TV, and it's not a good look. Like, come on now.
I was kind of shocked, though, because Belize don't usually
do that nonsense. No, come on.
These guys ain't scared of the media.
Right.
And what's so funny, these guys, the vets I'm talking about, know how to navigate around the media, so I don't understand what's going on.
They can't control the narrative. The media is actually out there now, like we were talking about, doing journalistic work. Right. And now, if they can't control that narrative, they want the one that they can actually say, hey, this is how we want this reported.
That's propaganda TV to me.
That's right. So to continue the saga, though, not only did they have a convention, but John Saldívar was actually, nominated is the word?
Well, he crapped through the back door. He crapped through the back door. The man didn't want to come to the front door, so he crapped through the back door. And it was a contest. Won. It was a contest between Mr. Saldívar and at the time the Deputy Prime Minister Patrick Farber. Well, unfortunately for that guy, Patrick Farber, man, I don't know if it's just bad luck or what you done did to your people and your party.
Right.
But I'll tell you this, but for you to lose to a guy that's under scrutiny like Mr. Saldívar is at this current time and still lost, the hatred or the dislike your party has for you is out of this world. That should be a rude awakening for you, man. Like, I don't even know if I can run for politics after that, knowing that own people, my own personnel in my party.
He felt it. That's why he stepped down the next day.
He stepped down because he had to step down. How can you stay on when they just voted in, they filled out all those slots that was below him as well. Right. You know what I mean? So he was only the Deputy Prime Minister for the borough. Of course, since Mr. Saldívar was voted in, he would have wanted his own. His own. It was sure it wanted to have been him. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't to me. It wasn't by choice. It was by he had to do it.
Right. So that's where we are with them. So the prime minister came out for Saldivar to resign, and today Saldivar also
stepped down from the
cabinet,
which is dope. But again, let's touch on the red shirts for a second, and let's give props to Mr. Prime Minister. I really appreciate what you did. You made history today. You made history in Belize books. I don't think ever in our short stint as an independent country that we have ever seen such action has been taken upon a minister or any member of government. And you were a man of your word in the sense that you came through. You actually followed through on what you said you was going to do. You made an oath and a promise to the people of Belize, and you followed through. And to me, that part of it will never be forgotten in regards to your legacy. You know what I mean?
Right.
You have a long track record, and your tenure is pretty long. You was one of the longest serving prime minister in Belize. But history will remember you for this very action. And I think what this action has brought on is it's an end of an era.
Yes.
It's an end of this way of doing politics, way of doing business, this taking foreign bribe from foreigners and throwing up your hand in the air later, or have people have to go to hoops to try to prove that you actually did this. To any one of these ministers, those days are over. They are records of everything. They are video cameras everywhere. Your calls and voice are being recorded. You cannot just be engaged in these opportunities, in these endeavors, and think in your right mind that you can get away with it.
Yeah.
Them days is gone, bro.
Right. And it's in Belize, for this end of an era, we have the people to thank for that.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
And beyond the
Big
people,
time,
it's the media too,
know?
man. Shout out to every media house, man. It's what I'm saying, that we were hard on the media because we know that they have the ability to do exactly what they're doing right now.
Right.
Doing real journalistic work. Ask the real tough questions and be relentless in getting some answers. And that's what I like about the media in this situation. They're not focusing on trying to bring down, talking about crimes and violence of poor people killing themselves for no reason. They actually got down to the nitty-gritty and showed you that they can actually do some real journalistic work. And because of their work, it gave the people the information they needed to make a solid judgment on how they want to proceed in regards to the situation. If the media didn't do their job, the response wouldn't have been what it is.
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying?
That's
so
true.
Shout out to those guys as well.
Yeah.
It's crazy we got to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel funny even saying it.
Because it's their job.
Because it's their job. You know what I'm saying?
They should be doing
it's
that.
It's their job.
But
you know what I mean? But it's to me, it's a, it's people say it's a crisis. Nah, this is an opportunity.
Well, crisis creates opportunity.
Crisis creates opportunity. And this very moment in time in Belize, 2020, is a defining moment in our politics. It's a defining moment in how people are being engaged with our politics and our leaders, and it's a defining moment to me in how we will move forward in the future. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I enjoy seeing the outcries. Hearing and watching people being engaged and involved. With what is going on, because
young, old,
that's what we are here every episode trying to do to be that vehicle of change and to be a voice for people to just wake up and say, hey, and know that they can make a difference.
But see, the thing about it now, people are starting to believe that they have that voice, they have that opportunity. And like I stated before, like you stated as well, the narrative, they cannot control this narrative no more. And with social media and different forms of media, people's voices are being heard now.
Right.
So the displeasure, is creating a pressure that I don't think a regular politician can handle. I don't think any politician been under the scrutiny that this man has been on. So he had to fold.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And this is the opportunity it's creating for us to create this new path.
Right. And my hope is that the people of Belize don't just look at it and say, all right, red shirts are corrupt, we're going to go blue. I am hoping that they actually make educated decisions,
solid decision.
and seek out and see what's there, because there's a lot of opportunity now for an independent party per se to come in and do something, you know.
Right,
but
right. Let's talk about the blue shirts.
The blue shirts. Briseño came out today. Is it Briseño? Yeah, talking about their 100-day plan.
Well, before you even get to all that, let's just address these guys, because again, they're operating under this matter, whereas this man loss is my gain, and then, you know, is the opportunity for them to, you know what I mean, be the fallback party in response to this chaos that's going on. My thing is this to the blue shirts, the PUPs. Guys, please do not take this opportunity and bash in this, when we as Belizeans know you guys have members within your party that have been entangled with this individual. Also, we know in the past that members in your current cabinet as well has been in some very shady stuff. And I think this is the opportunity for you guys to get rid of those guys.
Weed them out.
Right now before the election.
Clean house.
And I'm telling you, you don't want to go into an election knowing what we know now, and the public know, and the pressure the public would bring on you with these members that are shady. You know what I mean? It's upon you to clean house right now.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's upon you to set a different standard for yourself and for the people of Belize. Because I'm telling you, the people of Belize are tired of this way of doing business. This bribery, money laundering, this embezzlement, this constant lying about stuff. You know what I mean? It's not necessary, and it's now obsolete. The time is up on this way of doing business.
That's right.
So, on the flip side, I was also encouraged how the PUP came about handling the situation, because now I'm noticing that they're actually making proposals that are trying to be solution based.
Yeah.
And I'll hope that you guys actually implement some of those things, and to make it even better for you, you got your plan. Sit down with the red shirts and the independent party and come together, and let's make something that's universal amongst everybody. I think that's something that we can do. This could be some bipartisan.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But the mere fact that you are embracing the idea of campaign finance and an independent commission to oversee some of the monetary stuff that's going on in Belize, that's a good first step. And the people of Belize need to know that they are at least acknowledging that this is an issue, and they're one of the, trying to fix the issue. So,
and that other people won't tolerate it.
Yeah, people won't tolerate it. So, I mean, kudos on that front. You know what I mean? I really hope that you will implement this if you were to come to power. But you don't got to wait to come to power to put this in, because election's coming up right now, pretty soon. And these measures that you're talking about, that we have talked about, because we laid out many different ways that, why we think Belize need campaign finance reform or laws, and how to implement it. I listened to some of the stuff you guys said. They are also pretty interesting. Let's get it done right now. You know what I mean? If you can get it done right now, not only that you will win for yourself and your party, but you will win. Belize will win overall, and we will be in a better place moving forward, because again, this is how democracy works. It's a beautiful thing when we all can take a crisis and flip it on its head and turn it into an opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And speaking about opportunity, it's an opportunity, like I was saying, for an independent party.
Yeah.
I mean, the time is now.
So let's talk about the independent party. So the independent party, I've never in my time, or since I was born, seen an opportunity in front of you right now that it is right now is going on in Belize. Before, independence parties always shunned aside or were not taken seriously.
Right.
And we also are fully aware that both of the two major parties have a core base of people. But what I know to be true also is there is a huge segment of the population who is very independent minded.
Yeah.
And they are eager, chopping at the bit. They want a new, fresh voice.
Right. Someone who, a party that represent
their interests.
Interests and values.
And their values that can move this country forward. And I think an independent party, if they can, present the right candidates, put together a vision, a 10-point plan, or just great ideas, fresh ideas to move the country forward, I think they can win some seats within the cabinet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, and I say this to you as well, I will say this to you, do not engage in the old way of doing politics. Get rid of it. Get rid of the bickering between the two. Be solution based. So watch how they're failing, and you come up with answers in how to fix some of the issues that we're facing. Please vet your candidates. Again, please vet your candidates. We are no longer in the space where we can have mediocre or fly by night people winging it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This cannot be a situation where you're just getting a friend of yours or someone you think is okay. You got to really vet people and put people to represent your core values as a party.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And again, put pen on paper. Come up with actual plans, actual ideas that you want to implement.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be the party of gripe or the party of you're better than. Why? Show the people why you are better than the other two parties and why your vision will take the country forward. Address the issue with crime. Address the issue with the monetary. Address the economic issue. Address the jobs issue. Put it on paper so that people can actually see it. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, with time, you guys will have the opportunity one day to actually run the country. And I'll say this also here, that if you need a platform to express to the people of Belize some of the concerns and the ideas that you have for the Belizean people, our doors are wide open. Just give us a call or go to www.changthenarrative.com. We are open to hear what you got to say and to broadcast it to our folks and the people of Belize.
That's right. The independent population in Belize is a lot of millennials.
Yeah, a lot of millennials.
The same social media, driven people.
Yeah.
Who are really they're just fed up.
I think a lot of people, older people too, are just fed up because you know what?
Man, a lot of older people are just partisan though.
Now some are, but some ain't. Man, I think a lot of people realize now that they're not getting anything out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the ones who are hardcore for any one of these parties have gotten something in return for that support.
Right.
So they're not just supporting out of just love of Belize or love of country. It's more about what they have received.
Right.
And they're showing that reciprocal in their support and their diehard support for such a person. Or some of it is just their family members or someone they went to school with or whatever. But politics shouldn't be like that. It should be for the benefit of Belize and how Belize can work for everybody.
Right.
And that's why I feel like if an independent party can just put together the right people and the right ideas and so forth, man, they have an opportunity, you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is the time.
This is the time, man, and they got to take it. But again, no one's, the two parties are not going to just lay down, let you take it. So you got to buckle it up and want to work hard, man, and do what you got to do. You know what I mean? Don't be engaged in none of these criminal acts and these backdoor deals, man. Put everything out to the public, man. be very transparent in how you operate your business, and stay positive and stay solutions based. And I really think that you're gonna have a serious future within the country of Belize.
Excellent. Yeah, man. So, great week in terms of moving forward. Like, we're on the right trajectory to being a better country. And it was inspiring. I mean, every week we come up here, we talk a lot, and we try to find solutions to a lot of problems. But this week, it just feels like we got a win.
Yeah, we got a small win. But let me ask you a question. What you think should be the fate of John Saldivia now? Do you think he should ever come back in politics? Do you think there's a chance for him to reform, or
no?
Do you think that's it?
No, you can't teach old dog new tricks. And he's done. In my opinion, he's done. This should be it for politics for him.
Right.
Live off whatever you got.
A lot of people in his area felt like he looked out for his own and so on and so forth.
I've heard that, but you can do good in some areas, but there are certain things that we just can't. You can't cross certain lines.
Okay, I do understand that, and I agree with some of the stuff you say. So why is it that because he's in this situation, why don't we have that same energy for other folks that we know? Did just as worse or worse than this guy.
You said we know, and that's the problem. We don't have evidence of these things, do we? Oh, I know who you're talking about.
We don't. We have evidence. A lot of these guys, like I said, the Lev Derma situation exposes some of these guys that's in the cabinet right now.
They gotta go.
So why they're not getting the same scrutiny though?
They should.
Why is it that the people of Belize are just on this one guy? Because he lied? I mean, that's pretty bad. But that guy been lying. The other people's been lying for decades too.
For a long time. You're right. We should have the same energy about anyone who does the type of unethical stuff that John Saldivia was caught doing. I
just think it's I just think and hope that we don't squander this moment. Because I think it's an epic time.
Mm-hmm.
It was an epic move by the Prime Minister. And it should set a standard for future leaders of Belize. They got to come up with other ways now to, raise money, and first and foremost, how to conduct themselves.
Right.
Because again, Mr. Patrick Farber, this is a rude awakening for him.
Yeah. And it matters. I mean, we see on an international level how a lot of us look like with disdain at the way our leaders conduct themselves. It matters. A lot of times in Belize, people, especially politicians, feels like they can get away with anything. People just are whatever.
What I want to lay out, because within this time and opportunity, we got to set a standards for these politicians too, though. Like, I would like to see politicians are assigned to bring just jobs for the people of Belize. Like, I want to see a ministry, and a ministry that is for bringing in jobs.
Right.
Going out there, finding businesses to do business in Belize. Find investors, to do business in Belize. But we're not going to bribe them with selling out our country and our land, but we'll be, we'll work with you business-wise to make it beneficial for both sides.
Sure.
So within this opportunity, I would like to see that come out of it. I would also like to see that, the campaign finance law
be implemented
into law, have it on the books.
Yep.
And I want to see some teeth in it, that will enforce some of the things that we mentioned, like banning foreign nationals from donating to a local Belizean, because again, that's blackmail. I'd also like to see the politicians be able to disclose where they're getting the finance from and how that finance is being dispersed.
Right.
So there's some of the things that I would love to see actually on the books. You know what I'm saying? And the third thing that I would like to see that come out of this situation is for the people of Belize to stay engaged.
Don't let us just blow on over.
Anything else, that needs to be the number one thing.
Yeah.
The people of Belize need to be engaged like a hawk on our leaders, man. Raise the bar, raise the standards. Stop with this nonchalant and being being reflective, being, like, you always want to react to stuff.
Right, being reactive.
The reaction stuff is, be more proactive in regard. Once we were proactive, none of this stuff would have, transpired in the first place.
That's right.
And I think that with the power that is, trusted upon the people now, because it's clear to me that their voice plays a role, and a lot of it can change policy.
Right.
If they could keep engaging, and I think the sky's the limit for Belize.
Right. What I would like to see, just before we close up, I'd like to see the people, the new bloods who are getting involved in politics, whatever party, whether it's blue, red, or independent, that they be independent minded.
Right.
And just not
fall into this trap.
Fall into this trap where as soon as
Status
you join a
quo.
party, you just get like
quo,
this,
like you're some type of gang members or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you get in there with the right intention. Be independent, man.
And fight for your people, man.
Fight for your people.
That should be the goal. Fight for the people, and in return, fight for Belize. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be fight for no damn party.
Right. And for everybody, the politicians, the new bloods, and the people, we got to be the change.
Yeah.
Simple. Be the change.
You got to change the narrative, man.
Change the narrative. So with that, let's sign off. Episode 15 in the books.
For sure.
This is Kim. Enjoy the Valentine weekend. Nothing but love.
Peace.
Signing off. Peace.
All right.